Hello, friends, and welcome to the Get Cozi Podcast. I'm your host, Alea. So grab a drink, grab a snack, grab your project, and get cozy because today I'm going to be talking about a few things. I'm going to talk about what I pack for vacation, what I know I'm going to be doing a lot of crocheting. I'm going to talk about another project and pattern that I've been working on. I don't know if I talked about it in the last episode, but I'm going to be talking about that. And we're going to talk about yet another pattern I'm starting to draft, but this time it's a blanket. And I'm super excited to share that with you. So if that interests you at all, make sure you stay tuned for the rest of the video. If you're watching this video right now and you just so happen to like it, don't forget to hit the like button down below. It really helps me in the algorithm. Also, while you're down there, make sure you are subscribed and turn on the notification bell so you know whenever I post new content. Lately, my posts have been a little bit like farther spread out because I've been working on patterns and working on tutorials for you guys, and those take a little bit of time, especially to edit. So thank you so much for bearing witness. No, being patient. I don't know why I was about to say that. Thank you so much for your patience. I really do appreciate it. Um, uh, a few of you have asked where can you find my patterns. So over the past few months, I have came out with two patterns. The super simple top that is available on Ravelry, and I don't know if I put it on my Ko-Fi yet, but you can download it either one. I'll put links down below. And then the Sandbridge Beach Tote, or the Sandbridge Tote, is it comes in three sizes: small, medium, large. It all comes in one pattern, and you can download that pattern on Ravelry. And I know for a fact I put it on Ko-Fi, so it's available on Ko-Fi as well. I'll link that down below. On Ko-Fi, you can either outright buy it or you can put in a tip for the pattern. So if you want to pay more, want to pay less, you can. All of the support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much to people who've already started buying and making the tote. I'm so excited, so happy, and I'm so grateful. Why is my camera all the way to the side like that? Maybe I need to scoot over. Anyway, guys, what else? Okay, also, what is it? August 9th. It's currently August 9th. And in a few weeks, another pattern is coming out. But more information on that later on. Not in this video, but in later videos. So, we are gathered here today because I'm leaving on vacation very soon. I think we need to stop going on vacation in September though, because now that my kids are starting school, I'm taking them out of school for like 3 weeks. Luckily, they're still in like pre-K, so it's okay. Um, but we are going to South Korea and Japan in September. I'm super excited. We're going for both my husband and my birthday. So he's always wanted to go to Japan. I've been to Japan before back in like 2016 when I was still in college. And I've been to South Korea before as well. But this is going to be his first time. And this is going to be my first time my kid's first time traveling outside of the country. So, going through that whole like process of getting the passports and all this other stuff was really fun and challenging, but I know it's going to be rewarding in the long run. Um, so yeah, and I've been packing, getting our house ready, getting everything ready for the trip. And I was like, oh, I definitely have to get my craft supplies ready and packed and ready to go. Even though we're not leaving for a few weeks now, like almost a month, I still wanted to come on here and show you guys how I pack for vacation. I always bring crochet, knitting, Tunisia crochet with me at all times wherever I go. So that does not exclude vacation. Even though crochet is like a job to me, I really do enjoy it in my downtime as well. And it's a 12-hour, I think it's a 12-hour flight. Yeah, it's a 12-hour flight, 13-hour flight. No, it's an 18-hour flight, I believe. Or am I being hyperbolic? In total, it's an 18-hour flight. So I'm definitely going to need some yarn. And a crochet hook to keep me sane while trying to keep two toddlers sane on a plane. That kind of rhymed, huh? Anyway, you guys are like, show us how you do it. Anyway, So I've been actually using this like system of keeping all of my crochet stuff together because I have been doing a lot more designing. I carry my stuff literally wherever I go because if I have a time or any type of downtime, whether I'm at the doctor's office or like waiting for anything, waiting in the pharmacy line or waiting in the drive-through, I have my crochet with me. I'm always designing. I'm always writing my notes down. So I pretty much always have this either in my backpack or I carry this, my wallet, my keys, and my phone. The only time I don't do that is if I'm going like grocery store because there's no reason for me to bring this. But other than that, I bring this with me literally wherever I go. So, I have all of my so like throw it up here. I have all of the things that I need in this pouch right here. This is the, and I'm gonna keep talking about this because I feel like no one's really actually listening to me when I say the Furls Blair Clutch is the GOAT of affordable leather goods. Oh, did my music go away? No, it's still there. When it comes to like affordable leather goods and accessories for crafts, okay? I don't remember how much this costs. Either way, it's priceless to me. I would definitely, I'm thinking about getting another one. Even though this was gifted to me, I'm considering buying another one, like getting one for myself because it's so nice. I have my eye on the lighter color or the lighter tan, but the brown, oh my gosh. I'm thinking about getting the black one to match like my roll up furls little roll up case thingy. Anyway, I really like this brown. It's just so supple. And like the more if you do have this and you're like, oh, it's a little stiff, you just gotta keep using it and it's just so supple and stretches and it's just so nice. Anyway, this is the Furl Blair Clutch. As you can see, she is thick. She's thick because I stuff her with everything I need. And it has furls embossed on it. You may see some scratches and but it's just so nice. It's so nice. There's something about leather. And granted, this is genuine leather. Look up genuine leather. Get a little bit more knowledge about it. But even though this is genuine leather, it still is really nice. And as long as it's not like pleather, I'm not a big fan of pleather. I'm really not a big fan of pleather because after a while it gets crumbly. Like with pleather, you have to literally use it every single day for it not to crumble. And with leather, you can kind of beat it up, be more like mean to it, and it'll still keep its shape. But this thing, I think I've had it now for like 3 years, and I absolutely love it. So it has a little strap where you can like, which I love, which you can hang it on your wrist. I don't use this as often. I've now started using this literally as like a big giant notions pouch, and I will shove it in my craft bag. I have her right here. So this is the bag that I normally take with me to like yarn stores or because when everybody sees a De La Q bag and they have a De La Q bag, we all get excited. So this is the De La Q rucksack bag. As you can see, this is also heavily beat up. Whenever I go to the yarn store or doing any type of yarn or crochet related or knitting related things outside of my house, I always take this guy. I do really kind of like the oh, I don't know what it's called, like the doctor bag. I like that one, but it's too big. I like this one. I feel like this is the right size. It has the snap, the O snap that I really like about De La Q, and it's just really nice. The only thing is it doesn't have any inside pockets. That's the only thing I don't like about it. I'm gonna be honest, that's literally the only thing I don't like about it. That it has no like inside pockets, or it just has like outside pockets in one zipper pocket. But it is what it is. I really like this bag. I'll link it down below if you want one. The only thing about this, I wish I would have got it in like this sage color. That's the only thing I wish I would have got in the sage color other than this red color, but I still like the red color. But I'm starting to become a sage green girly. I didn't know that was possible, but it is starting to become possible. Anyway, so on my bag, I've added like this little, let me see if I can get close, this little D-ring key. I think this is called a D-ring. It's like a D-ring keychain. It kind of like screws on here and it fits. It's big enough to be perfect on here so I can like hold like other stuff That's what I'm trying to say. On here, I have like this paracord. I think they're called like monkey paw. It looks like a little volleyball on here. I have a, I don't know what this is called, but you can put your point protectors on here. And then I have some stitch markers on here, and it clips onto like anything. And then I have a shawl pin. So it's like a big giant like gold safety pin. And I just have a lock for decoration. I lost the key to it, so it's useless, but I made use for it on my bag. So that's what it looks like. It's super cute. It's like jingle jingly. If I wanted to, I could also clip my keys on here if I was just bringing it out like this. But as you can see, you can also dress it up and customize it however you want. This thing is nice. Okay, I'm gonna clean off my desk. I have some other stuff I want to show you guys, so I'm gonna clean it off because I'm about to pour everything out of this bag into my desk. So you zip it up. This is what it looks like. And this is what I use on a daily basis. So this is what it looks like. First thing, I think if you've been on my channel, you've seen this a long time ago, I think. This is my oldest relic. You know how some things you just keep with you because they're super like reusable over and over and over again. I bought this from like I think it was a gift shop when I was in high school, and it's a polka dot, so like Edgar Allan Poe polka dot little pencil case. Like I said, this is probably like 15 years old, and I've still kept it. I've washed it once. I've used this through high school, college, and all throughout my adult life, and I am so happy to say that I've kept up with it. There's very few things in my whole entire life that I've kept up with. One is this. Another one is like a little tiny frog stuffed animal that I've literally had since I was like in elementary school. And then I have another little stuffed animal. And I'm just so proud that I kept up with those three things. Everything else gone into the ether. I don't know where they went. But in this little pouch is all the notions. I'll go through them really quickly. I don't want to take every single last thing out, but you know me. It's my podcast. I do what I want. First things first. I have this. So anytime I want to bring like wooden crochet hooks, or mostly wooden crochet hooks, or like sometimes my resin crochet hooks, I'll put them in this little furls single crochet hook holder just to protect it. This is their newest wooden crochet hook. It's like, I forgot what they call this, but it's like a teal ombre. It's just so pretty. It reminds me of like summer, like beachy summer vibes, and I love it so much. And it goes perfectly paired with this little case. I'll link these two down below if you're interested in it. But yeah, it protects it. I get really crazy with my supplies. I'm really rough with everything in my whole entire life, so the things that I do value, I make sure that I protect it. Next up that's in here, I have some tape measure from Hobie. I don't know when I got that, but it's been a while. Some like these little cheapy scissors. I carry these with me when I travel because I don't want my other ones to get taken away in TSA. All my nice scissors stay home. Hand sanitizer because sometimes you don't want to touch your yarn or your craft project with messy hands. I have a Kelbon woolen sticker. Another Kelbon woolen sticker. This is the Year of Hat sticker. I don't know what to put it on, so I just keep it in there. I think this is a Bella Coco like row counter. I like this one better because the digital row counter that you can get from like Susan Bates or whatever, I had that one and the battery died. Literally, I don't know how to turn those things off. So like the battery died as soon as I actually needed it in the middle of a row, and I was so irritated. So I stopped using stitch counters. But this one, you don't need any batteries. You just keep pressing this. So if I find this, I'll put it down below. You might be able to find these off of Amazon, but I got this when my craft store was going out of business, and I think she actually gave that to me for free. She was like, "Here, just take it." This little thing has my stitch markers in it. The little like case, I bought some point protectors. and I like the case that the point protectors came in, so I decided to have my stitch markers in here. And these are all like crochet or decorative stitch markers. Um, if you've never used like these spiral stitch markers before, this is what they look like. So you don't have to keep clipping and unclipping with the locking stitch markers. This is the best kept secret for crocheters. In knitting, you move it when you knit. But like with crochet, you have to move it every single row or it gets caught up in your stuff. You know what I'm saying? So these come in handy. I love them a lot. Next thing, I have a polishing cloth from Furls Fiberworks. This is for like the stainless steel. Is it stainless steel? The streamlined metal crochet hooks. If you want to polish them, you can. Honestly, I beat mine up so bad. Like, here's one right here. It's all scratched up, y'all. No amount of polishing is going to get those out. I'm so sorry. But I'm rough. I use my stuff. I'm sorry. I use it. I have a hair tie just in case the crochet gets a little hot and heavy. I need to put my hair up. I got an extra. It does get crazy, y'all. I don't want my hair getting into my yarn, so sometimes I gotta put my hair up. This little card is from Electric Eel Wheel. They are the makers of the e-spinner, like a yarn spinner. I have one of these. It's down there somewhere. I have not touched it since I got it because it just frustrates me. I gotta be a little more calm to do that. But it just shows like the different. It's like a yarn gauge. So you take this card and you take the yarn if you're trying to find like the weight of the yarn, and you wrap it around, and then it tells you like how many rotations per inch, and then it tells you like what the weight of the yarn is. It's a very rudimentary one, but it's always nice to have just in case like you're out and about buying yarn and it doesn't have like the weight on it. It's always good to have. I don't go anywhere without my scented stitches. Period. This one is in the Smell Power. Love that stuff. I have a Kelburn Woolens tag. Honestly, I could take that out. I don't use tags unless it has my name on it. I have some yarn bobbins. Here's 3 of them right here if you want to do some intarsia crochet. I have a Furls Fiberworks little... Look at that. I don't know where to put this one either. I am one of those people who would hoard stickers and not actually use them. I need to do better. Especially the pretty ones. I have a pin. I always have a pin on deck. This is a Pilot G2. It's not the best pins. Don't hurt me. But I have better pins. I don't know why this is in here. I have a 2.25 millimeter crochet hook. I guess this is to fix stitches when I'm knitting. I don't know. I don't use... Like, who is she? I don't use that small of a needle. I have some darning needles in here as well. This is a little clover case that I got. And then I put a little bell on it. A little cute little bell on it. You see? Can you see that? So, I have some different size needles in there. This is a little... Oh, did it break? I think it broke. Oh no, okay. All the components are here at the bottom of my bag. This is a little like remote, selfie remote. So when you're taking pictures, I don't know where I got this from. It must have came with like a tripod or something. But sometimes I do use this when I'm taking pictures of stuff. It's always nice to have. It hooks up to my phone. So I don't know why that's in there, but it's in there. A locking stitch marker. I got these little heart ones off of Shein. They break literally as soon as you use them. And then I have a rogue button in here. How fun. That's all that is in this little pouch right here. I'm going to take a couple seconds and put everything back in here. But yeah, and you know what's crazy is like, I use all of these things. I didn't realize how many notions I actually use for one project. But really, you literally could just have like a spare crochet hook, stitch markers, scissors, a darning needle, and then that's it. I don't know why I have the rest of the stuff in here, but I use it. Oh, and a measuring tape. You don't have to be like me and have like so much stuff in your travel pouch, but it is necessary, kind of, sort of, because I do use it. Anyway, next thing that's in here, my iPad. Like I said, I've been designing a lot, so I take a lot of the notes that I write down and I'll put it in the actual pattern. So that's just what this is. It's extremely dirty. I need to get a new case. But yeah, this is what my iPad looks like. It's dead because I've been using it like crazy. Next thing that's in here is this Pom Pom magazine. You know what I really don't like is how y'all never told me anything about Pom Pom. And isn't it like stopping? Aren't they not like making Pom Pom anymore? Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Pom Pom going out of like print? Anyway, when the yarn store by my house closed, I don't know if I ever did a like story time about it, but there's a yarn store by my house. It's called, oh my gosh, what is it called? Baba Sheep. It's about 20 minutes away from me. It's the closest local yarn store in my area. And yeah, they closed their doors this past June. And I went in there on the last day and just kind of bought everything that was left. Literally, the owner was like giving stuff away. And one of the things that I bought was, I was like, okay, you know what? I think it's time for me to actually get patterns. Because one of the things about being a designer is you don't ever want to actually use a pattern. But I was like, you know what? I think it's a good time for me to use a pattern. So, because I want to start making and designing more wearables. So why not get a pattern book? As you can see, I've already put some little tabs on the projects that I like, and I'm gonna share you one of them that absolutely, and you know what else I like about this is that it has knitting and crochet projects in here. One of the things that I'm definitely gonna do is Delta. I'm gonna show you, I don't know how to say this person's name, but it is a beautiful tank top. Let me see if I can get a better picture. Delta, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. So pretty. So take a screenshot. This is what it looks like. Delta. And then reverse Google search it and you'll find the pattern. But the pattern's in this book, and along with a whole bunch of other patterns. And I like having this book. I have another one, but I don't know where it is. I got another pom pom, and I think she was selling these. These originally retail for like $22. I got it for like $6. I was like, absolutely. So I have that in here for some inspiration, and also like if I decide I want to actually buy yarn, which this is the plan, okay? I have plans. When I go to South Korea and Japan, there is this one South Korean yarn store in Seoul, South Korea, that I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna make a day of it, and I'm actually meeting some other designers that live in Seoul. She's actually gonna meet me there too, so I'm excited about that as well. So I might find some yarn for that project. You never know, and it's always good to just have like something to be like, let me see if I can find some yarn for a certain project. Because normally when I go into a yarn store, I have no plans, and then that's the worst part. I find out these past few weeks of me like designing, it's really bad not to have a plan going into something. So I'm trying to have a plan before I go into these stores and ruin my financial decisions. I'm trying to be more smart about things, okay? Trying to be more financially responsible. So having something that has some patterns in it that can give me a guideline of how much yarn I need, instead of buying too little or buying too much, especially if it's a yarn specific to the country, and I can't get it. Again, I'm gonna need to be a little bit more specific. So make sure to look out for those vlogs, because I am gonna be vlogging that whole trip. Yes, I am. So this is what it looks like so far. Everything's emptied out except for the crochet hooks. So before I show you the crochet hooks, if you lift out the crochet hooks, there's a little slot where you can put like paper or whatever. I actually have my gauge tools. So this is a crochet hook measurer. It just shows you like the different you can like measure out the different crochet hooks. I think this was super. I never realized how much I needed this, but if you have like the old Furls Odyssey hooks, and the size comes off of it, like it just had a little sizing sticker, which was really annoying. But it had a little sizing sticker, and if that sticker comes off, you have no way of knowing what size the crochet hook is. So this was super important. Also, when I was buying like Oops hooks from Fire, they would give me, I forgot what it was, but I think I ordered like a 5.5 and they gave me a 5, or I ordered a 5 and they gave me a 5.5, one of those two. But I checked it with this and I was very surprised that it didn't have the correct sizing on there. This is also super important because you can measure your gauge using this 4x4 inch square in the middle. And also, this is how you, the little dots is also how you measure out your knitting needles. So that's super important as well. So that's pretty much it. Now, when it comes to crochet hooks, this is what I got. I got the whole arsenal here, okay? So I have my this is a 4mm blush mat. This is I think this is 4.4, yeah, 4.5 or Aura. I think that's what it is, shiny. I'm gonna skip these, talk about these later. This is a blush shiny in 5, I think. Yeah, 5. I think this Aura is matte and it's 5.5. Yeah, so I have 5.5. And then I have a shiny blush in 6. And then I have a matte gold in 7. So that's pretty much all the hooks that I use. Except I do need to find, and I think the next hook I'm going to get is going to have to be a 6.5. So we'll see if I can fill that spot right there. But I know Furl just came out with like the matte grape. I think that'll be a perfect addition to my collection. I also just have some 3 sizes of Tunisian crochet hooks. These are the AliExpress Tunisian crochet hooks, and I have it in 6.5, 5, and 5.5. I'm currently using a 6 in a project, so this is what I have. I always keep them on me. I don't use like a 4 unless I'm using fingering weight yarn. Do I look like somebody who uses fingering weight yarn? No. So I don't feel the need to bring those with me as of yet on my vacation. However, these are necessary. Okay? I might not use them all, but at least I will feel safe knowing I have them in my possession. And I do just carry them on me because if I'm at a yarn store and I decide I want to use the yarn that I just bought, I don't have to buy a crochet hook while I'm there. And then lastly, it has a zipper pouch on the inside. And in this zipper pouch, I literally just have my Tunisian crochet accoutrements and some sticky notes for whatever I'm reading. So that pom-pom journal, you saw these on here. Super, like, useful just for flagging down things that I find interesting. So I have the cords to the Tunisian crochet. I have my stoppers that look like chess pieces. And then I have the cord connectors and cord cable keys. If you're interested in the set, it's the same one that I got off AliExpress, but now they sell them on Amazon for much cheaper, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm really salty about that, but you know, I'm gonna share it with you anyway. And if you want them, you can get them down below. I'm not gonna just, you know, gatekeep it and not let you have it as well, even though normally that would be the type of thing I would do if I was, you know, a mean-spirited person. But they're going to be down below in the Amazon link. I'm going to put that to the side really quickly. And that's pretty much what I'm going to bring crochet-wise on my trip. Now, knitting-wise, I know I did a whole entire video about this case. This is the Daily Q roll-up case that is currently, it is still on sale at the Daily Q website for $45. It did retail for $90. I think I was a little bit too excited about this case when I first bought it, and I'm going to do a re-review. I will be bringing this because as of right now, this is the only thing that like ticks all the boxes except for like a few. When it comes to traveling with crochet, when it comes to traveling with my whole set of knitting needles, I could like I could like get alternatives, but this is the only thing that really is like, this is all I got, y'all. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I would rather not bring this, but because I need something small to carry all my knitting needles, this is what I have. So you remember how I said I don't like pleather? This strap is getting to me, y'all. Every time I touch it, I'm just like, but and nothing's wrong with it. It's just it wants to be leather so bad and it's not. Okay, so rolling it out. I have to be really careful with this because I cannot tell you how many times my needles have fell out of this thing. And you know what else? Okay, so there's two flaws. There's two big flaws to this thing. And it sucks that I have to like go back on my review, because I initially, when I first got it, I was actually very impressed with this. Now that I have it in my possession, they should have not made it $45. They should have made it like $20, because it's like, yes, it has so many pockets. It's a utility belt for knitting needles. However, what's the point of having a knitting needle case if your knitting needles don't stay in it? Answer me that. Okay, so as you can see, okay, one flaw. Why would you cut the fabric at a slant? At a slant, right? Why would you do that? And then you make the smaller ones like why they could have all easily been the same size, easily been this size, and they would have been more secure and in there. Okay. Also, the point of like a flap style roll is to have it so they cover up the knitting needles. So when it tips over, the needles don't come out. Why is it that they sit right above the knitting needles? So obviously the knitting needles come out, right? Those are the two biggest flaws of this thing, right? Also, they were really very, 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 very lazy when it came to the design of this thing. Because if you reach into these pockets, they divide off into these pockets. Really annoying. But you know what? It is what it is. I bought it, so I'm going to use it. Until I find something better, then I'll give this away to one of you guys. Okay. Comment down below if you want this, and whenever I decide I'm gonna buy something to replace this, I will give it to somebody in the comments. Please comment down below if you want this, even though I don't like it and I wouldn't recommend it. If you want this for your knitting needles or crochet hooks, let me know down below, and when I buy a replacement for this case, I will give it to somebody in the comments. Please take it off my hands. I'm hoping to find a solution when I'm in Korea or South Korea or Japan. Maybe I'll get like a pencil roll or something. I don't know. I just really like how it has all these different like places for your notions and stuff, but they neglected the fact that you also have to have needles that stay in here. Anyway, I am going to be bringing this. After all that, I am going to be bringing my high sharps with me on vacation, just in case. But also, most likely I won't. It depends. I don't think I want to start a new project while I'm like away, but I'm also tempted to just bring the needles that I know I'm gonna use, like that I use on a daily basis, or like throughout every project. So I don't know. I mean, I am going to a whole entire knitting cafe, and it would be pretty weird if I didn't bring knitting needles. You know, we'll never know. You never know. Anyway, and I like how it looks. I really do like how it looks. I just hate that this strap is made out of pleather, and that you have to be really careful when you like roll it back up, because those needles will fall out. They will fall out. Anyway, I do like this. If I was to rate it on likability, I would give it like a 6. I wouldn't necessarily rebuy this, but it is nice if they fix those few things. Maybe they are going to be fixing those few things, and Daylight Q may come out with another roll that looks just like this, but they fix those 2 or 3 flaws. Anyway, I will be bringing that, unfortunately. So those are the two things that I will be taking with me craft-wise to vacation. I hope you enjoy that segment. We're gonna move on to the next one. Next segment. So I am coming up with a new scarf pattern. Do I have the same? I do. It's right here. So I have been talking about this scarf. I don't remember when the first time I even put it on my. I would have to look back on my Instagram, but I started making this scarf at least 2 years ago. I think it's been either a year or 2 year. And when I started on it, I finished it. It's beautiful, and I decided I'm gonna write a pattern. And I was going to call this the numbers shawl or the numbers scarf because you do things in a certain number. So it's 7, 3, 7. It's in like different groups of 3s and 7s. So that's what it is. And it's like a little triangle. It's my take on a Tunisian crochet Sophie scarf. So that's what it is. And now that I have it on my head, I just had an idea to make this into a hood. Anyway, so we have the scarf here, and I decided that I was going to do a scarf, like in this pattern, is going to be like a bundle, a deal, if you will, and it's going to have the shawl, the scarf, and the mini scarf or micro scarf, I think it's mini scarf, of this pattern, of this Tunisian crochet pattern. So originally, I was just going to do this scarf, but with every row was an increase. So this scarf, just like in the Sophie scarf saga, the Sophie scarf is every 6. I think it's every 6 you increase for the shawl. And then for the scarf, it's every 8 you increase to make that shape. This one is for every other row you increase for the scarf, and for the shawl, every row you increase. But as I was halfway done with the shawl, and I realized it's not looking like a shawl. So I ripped it back, and I'm going to be adding 33 rows more on each end of the shawl and in the middle to make it huge. It's a big shawl, and that's what I wanted. Using worsted weight yarn, it's gonna be nice, cozy, exactly the vibes that I want to give. And then I'm going to be reworking the scarf because when I first did it, it just didn't work out right, and I kind of fudged it because I didn't plan on making a pattern. So now that I'm actually writing the pattern, I have to rework the scarf pattern, which is fine. I don't mind doing it. I originally wanted this pattern to come out in November, but it's probably going to come out next year, September, which is fine. I don't mind. And then I was like, you know what? Since I'm going to be waiting until next year to come out with this pattern, I might as well go ahead and start working on a micro scarf or like a mini scarf. So you'll have 3 different options in one pattern, which I like that idea. You're getting more bang for your buck, and I'm excited for that. So I started picking out the yarn. So this yarn is from Stitching with Yarn. It's the Berry Speckles OOK. It's a one-of-a-kind yarn. She doesn't make it anymore. It's gone. Sorry. But I have it now, and it's beautiful. And it's a worsted weight yarn, and it worked up really, really nice for this scarf. With that being said, she was going... Well, spoiler alert. We were supposed to collab on a yarn for this pattern. I just never got around to connecting with her, unfortunately. So in time to do all of this, so maybe something next year. I don't know, there's still time, but stuff like this you have to plan like way ahead of time, and I'm just not good at that yet. I'm getting better, but not yet. So I decided that I just wanted to use the yarn that's in my stash, and I already started on the shawl, like doing the workup for the shawl. I just have a little bit on my crochet hook right now. So it's a Tunisian crochet hook. Ooh, and it's coming undone a little bit. So it's a Tunisian crochet hook pattern. And I'm reworking the shawl part. And so I had to rip back some or frog some in order to add the rows. So this is all I have right now to show you. So just imagine this being this. So you can already tell like it's going to be a lot longer in length. So this is the yarn that I'm using right here. This is 2 skeins. I know for a fact I'm gonna need 3 skeins, so I have a third skein here with me. This is my favorite yarn, which is Malabrigo Worsted in the color Indonesia. Indonesia, if you can find it, it's like a green purple. I think I can't find it anywhere. I don't know if they discontinued, but it's like a green purple blue mixture, and it's literally all the cool tones in one, and it's so beautiful. It's so pretty. And I normally don't pick stuff like this, but I picked this and I'm so happy with it. So I got this, and then I have one extra one just in case. But I know for a fact I'm gonna need 3. So I have it all caked up, ready to go, and I'm gonna work vigorously on this on vacation, especially on the plane ride, because I know the pattern by heart by now. Okay, so I have the yarn for the shawl. This is the shawl color. I know for a fact I used 2 skeins for this one, so I knew for a fact I was gonna need 2 skeins for the scarf, and so I have these. Now these were already in my collection or my stash back there. You probably seen it over here somewhere. I pulled it out really quick because I was like, the color combinations are color combinationing. And so this is the Malabrigo Rios in green apple, and it's just a beautiful neon green. I love a good neon. Ooh! And I know for a fact it's gonna look good in this scarf pattern, so I'm very excited about that. Something eye-catching, but it also complements the shawl really well. And so then I'm like, I'm gonna have to do that micro scarf. It's coming. I can see it on the horizons. Like, see you there. So I'm like, let me look in my stash. And I remember you're like, no. I used, I'm asking you like you watch every single video, which you should be. Okay. But I used to buy mystery bags from Jimmy Bean Wool. They still do them, but they did Malabrigo mystery bags of your favorite yarn bases. So they did one for Worsted, they did one for Worsted, they did one for Rios. I think they have a few now on their website. I'll link them down below. But they have like cool tones and then like neutrals. And so I did a mystery bag, and they gave me like 5 or 6 new like cool tones of their single dye lots. There's a piece of paper in this yarn. I thought it was a bug at first. I was about to be embarrassed, but it was a piece of paper, okay? So this is Malabrigo Worsted. This was one of the yarns that was in there, and it's just beautiful. So you may be asking, what's the difference? And these are all worsted weight yarns, but what's the difference? So this is Worsted. Worsted is a superwash merino, so you can put it in the washing machine. Hence superwash. So you can put it in the washing machine. That's why I prefer this. However, it's kind of expensive for what it is. A superwash merino 1-ply yarn. A lot of people don't like this 1-ply like roving style yarn. I love it because it gives great stitch definition. The worsted, different from the worsted. And it feels different too. The worsted is superwashed. The worsted is superwash, and the worsted is raw. It's not raw. It's just merino yarn. Merino wool. 100% merino, not superwash. Beautiful. And then the Rios, I believe, is a superwash merino wool, and it's just worsted weight. What's it called? 2-strand twisted. So, beautiful. So, with that being said, you have the shawl, the scarf, and the mini scarf. How absolutely beautiful is this combination? I know for a fact my sample photos are going to look absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So I'm starting to think maybe I should call it like the, I don't want to do like constellation, but I'm thinking like maybe like a galaxy. I don't know, cause this is giving me like outer space vibes, like alien vibes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here for it, y'all. Any of these colors in an all black fit, fire. So I'm excited. Let me know down below if you're excited for these patterns to come out and see all the samples worked up in these yarns. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Also, give me a like if you liked those color combinations. I greatly appreciate it. All right, last subject of the night. Let me take this off so I don't distract y'all from the greatness that's about to happen right in front of your eyes. Do I have everything to show you? I do. Okay, so I don't know if I talked about this in the. Sorry. I don't know if I talked about this in the last podcast episode, but I have been making plans. And so I've came up with a blanket pattern. Super excited. And so it's called, right now the standing name is Blanket of Gratitude. This is what it looks like. This is the outline of it. This is what she looks like. And it's a color block. Ooh, it's a color block blanket pattern. I have yarn in mind for it, which is the Hue and Me line of yarn originally, so it's like a fall pattern. However, before I invest a large sum of money on almost 50 balls of yarn for this blanket, I wanted to go ahead and do the prototype first. And that's normally what I do with projects. Like, I'll use yarn that I already have. However, the prototype is looking a lot like I'm gonna just keep the prototype and not do like a sample. The prototype is looking a lot like the sample. So let me show you the yarn that I have in my stash. And some of you probably will recognize this yarn because I hauled it a long time ago. So none of these yarns have the label, but I remember the colors. So this is the Bernat Maker yarn. It was sold at Joann's, R.I.P. Joann's. Always had the best Bernat blanket. I don't care. Always had the best colors, all of it. All of it. Now she's gone. R.I.P. Moment of silence for Joanne. All right. So I finally decided that it's time for me to use this yarn, and I'm going to make it with this blanket. And that was my original idea anyway, to make a color block blanket. I just didn't know how to go about it. So the bottom of the blanket, or like the border of the top and bottom of the blanket, is going to be solid granny squares. This is what it looks like. This is one of them. And I started on the other ones, but so you're going to have like red, pink, this is called jam, soft peach, steel blue, and cream. This cream color is absolute. I know all the like beige moms is like, give me that yarn. This is discontinued. However, you can find it on Amazon. I have the plug. I'll put it down below. And so the bottom is going to have like all of these cute little granny squares. And so what you do is you make the granny squares and then you join them in the white as you go. So this is the end. And then there's the blue yarn, the blue square, and then it's the white square, and then the red square, and then the pink square. I don't know. Sorry. I originally just had the steel blue, the jam, the soft peach, and the cream. I had 4. For this pattern, I needed 5 colors. So originally, do I have it with me? It's probably I already put it up there. You probably see it. It's like that dark blue navy. So originally, I wanted this steel blue to be the lighter blue and the navy blue to be the darker color. But however, when I compared everything, I said, nope, I need a lighter blue. So I went ahead and got this sky blue. And it just gives the best vibes, right? It just gives a better color palette. Yeah. It's kind of like that soft, like, muted, like demure vibe that I'm trying to achieve in this color palette, and I'm very proud of it. So pat me on the back. Give me my kudos. Give me my praise. Thank you very much. So yeah, this. So I'm currently recording. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight. Maybe tomorrow night. It's pretty late. Now that I'm yapping my head off. Um, so I need to do a solid granny square because it's the only granny square that I actually use. I'm not saying I don't like granny square. Don't come for me. Do not come for me. I like granny square. However, for blankets, I rather have a solid granny square. And this yarn is super stretchy, so you have to be careful when you're doing these granny squares or they'll come out like wonky just a little bit. But I think with like blocking, steam blocking, they'll like block out. It's fine. So I'm going to teach you, this is going to be in a different video, but I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make the solid granny square and then how to join them together as you go. Because now that I know how to join together granny squares, oh, y'all gonna be sick of me. You're gonna be sick of me when it comes to granny squares. So that's super exciting. And then once I finish joining all the granny squares together, then it's full steam ahead to finish this blanket. This blanket pattern will not be coming out until next year. I do have to get it tested. So I want to give the people who are testing it ample amount of time. I feel like 8 weeks is not enough time. I saw, oh my gosh, let me just say this, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything. I saw somebody who was, this is why I don't test. I don't do testers anymore. Like, I don't test other people's patterns anymore unless it's like one of my friends. One of my crochet girly friends, okay? If they have a pattern, then I'm gonna test it with them. But I'm not testing any more people's patterns because some people are just outright inconsiderate. Like, if it didn't take you 8 weeks to make a sweater, why do you think it would take somebody else 8 weeks to make a sweater? You know what I'm saying? So I saw this Instagram, and I feel bad because immediately after I saw that, I unfollowed this creator. But she's coming out. It's a really beautiful mosaic crochet sweater with all these different types of color of yarn. Oh my gosh, beautiful! And I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to get this pattern. Okay? And she was like, yeah, in order for you to apply to be a tester, you have to have a public Instagram. I want you to test it. I don't care if you, so then you just want people to promote your pattern. Just say I want promoters. I don't want testers. I want promoters. And this is what I hate when people do this. So they're like, yeah, you have to have a public Instagram. You have to post about it one or two times. You have to put it on your story. You have to promote the pattern. That's the only way I'm gonna pick you as a tester. I'm being a little sassy. She didn't say that, but then what really got me is she said it's an 8-week pattern. Now this is if you're small, if you're extra small, that's more than enough time, right? But it's mosaic crochet. There's many color changes. Like every row you have, just imagine every row you're color changing. So it's a lot of yarn. And then if you're any bigger than a medium, 8 weeks is not enough time. So either it's not size inclusive, or she just doesn't care. She just wants this pattern out there. And I get it. But at the same time, I don't get it. So 8 weeks, I think we should just stop doing 8-week pattern tester turnarounds. Did you make this pattern in 8 weeks? No, you didn't crochet this pattern in 8 weeks unless you're unemployed. Unless you're unemployed. And then, sometimes it takes a week for your yarn to get there. You see what I'm saying? It's unattainable unless you already have the yarn. It's kind of like, you're mean. You're a meanie. Why are you being so mean to your testers? That's why I don't test anymore. I will test for Tiny Couch Crochet and Mediocre Crochet. Those are literally the only other two people that I will test for at this point, unless I meet somebody else. Oh, and Betty. If Betty needs me to test, then cool. But other than that, I don't test for anybody else because everybody else that does like, or the people who I've come in contact with, does like 8-week turnarounds for these very elaborate, intricate designs. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Especially in my big girly. Not only do I need more yarn, but I need more time, okay? Come on now. Don't be mean. Anyway, so that's pretty much what's going on with this. The pattern, if you're wanting to be a pattern tester, make sure you are following me on Instagram because that's the first place that I announced that I'm looking for pattern testers. How? This is almost an hour. Oh my goodness. It's going to take forever to upload. But anyway, this is the uncut version. I haven't talked like this with y'all in a while, and I miss it. I normally don't have much to talk about, but this time I had a lot to talk about. Um, but yeah, so look out for when I have pattern testers. It's probably going to be, I want it to come out in September. So I'm thinking I will definitely have the pattern finished by February and then give people ample, like I'm going to give people 3 months to finish it. And it's a throw size. So it's not that big. Excuse me. Woo! It's not that big, but I want people to take their time. Be able to give me ample feedback. And don't feel pressured to finish it. I just need your feedback. Okay? So, it'll be a smaller testing pool, but just be on the lookout for it. And yeah, that's about it. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's podcast episode. I know I talked about a lot of things, but I want to know down below, what was your favorite part? I would love to hear from you. Oh yeah, merch. Merch is currently available and out. I just haven't bought any. I do have merch. It's been linked in there for like months now, but I haven't bought any because I'm about to go on vacation and I don't know how long it's going to take for it to get to my house. So if you buy it first, you'll be the first one to have it besides, anybody else who buys it. I don't know. No one's bought it yet, but there's merch if you're interested in it. Anyway, guys, for sure, I'm done now. If you have, I hope you have a wonderful day. And as always, create something gorgeous. Bye, guys.